What's going on, guys? It's Smash7 and today is another video on the channel. Today we are doing part 2 of this Let's Play on Let's Make Bottas World Champion. And as you can see, we're currently in qualifying and we're currently not on my flying lap, we're on my out lap. We're having a bit of a ding dong with Max Verstappen. We need to let him go, try and get some space. So we're on our out lap now, so this isn't our flying lap. But if you did enjoy the last episode, which I'm sorry about the lack of uploads. We actually go back down the inside of Max Verstappen, so we have got a clear track ahead of us. So as we round the final corner to start our flying lap on this qualifying session, we've already done a lap, and that was at the greatest lap that put us P5. I can't speak. As you can see, we're on lap 2. It's the end of the session. Run a little bit wide around turn 1 and 2. But now, I believe this is turn 3. We're green on the delta time, because around this section I believe we did go wide. But I'm not entirely too sure. Coming down to where Sebastian Vettel made his move in 2017 on Daniel Ricciardo. I don't actually know. I'm actually recording this the night after the Malaysian Grand Prix, and personally I am a Hamilton fan, and I'm alright that Hamilton getting second because he's got another 6 points over Sebastian Vettel, so it's 35 points now in the championship. But anyway, go purple to the second sector. Lewis Hamilton is on provisional pole, so coming down this long back straight. Sorry for the lack of uploads in the past couple of days. It's been a week, I think, since I've uploaded. I'm gonna try and start uploading every other day. If it isn't, there may be a couple of days. I've just pre-recorded quite a lot of videos because I couldn't be bothered getting them up. But as we round the final corner now, what position is it going to be in qualifying? It's going to be position 1. Pole position, boys, for the Chinese Grand Prix. It took Valtteri Bottas 3 races to get his pole position. It took us 2. Now you can see Hamilton's down in 4th because the 2 Ferraris managed to pit Hamilton. But now let's go onto the grid for the Chinese Grand Prix. Here we are on the grid. Looking at the race strategy, it isn't going to rain in the race, it's just going to be all cloud. So let's go onto the grid. Let's click A now as we go to 5 red lights for the Chinese Grand Prix round 2, and it's lights out and away we go. We get quite poor start compared to the 2 Ferraris, and they're looking down my inside going into turn 1. We have to leave them space. They've touched and Sebastian Vettel's off. Hamilton's touched us. We run wide, but we keep second place. Somehow the 2 Ferraris have dropped back, and Hamilton is now in the lead of this Grand Prix, followed by us in second place. Hamilton's miles ahead. He did force us off the track though, because we were too busy looking behind at Sebastian Vettel. But we have got Daniel Ricciardo looking behind us now, going around this long looping turn. Left-hander, sorry. It's normally flat in qualifying, but the 2 Ferraris are nowhere in this race now. Sebastian Vettel didn't score any points in the first race, and I doubt he's going to score any points here today. But because Hamilton, we might need some good pace to catch Hamilton, because Hamilton's already miles ahead. We come around this long looping right-hander, now the kilometre back straight. But the 2 Ferraris, I don't know where exactly they are, but it was just similar to what happened in 2016. Vettel were off spinning. I think he lost his front wing after that. I'd like to see the replay of that start, but around the hairpin now. Now the final corner. Give the downforce a little bit of a tweak. Fan corner, we take the bollard out with me. But as Hamilton sets the fastest lap of this Grand Prix, we're still in second place. And now, as you can see, we do show the start once again. So as we go to 5 red lights and it's lights out and away we go. You can see the initial getaway from the 2 Ferraris was better, as we're going to go 4 wide going into turn 1, and Hamilton causes the contact. And then Kimi Raikkonen goes spinning to the right and Vettel to the left. Now let's go ride on board with Sebastian Vettel. Let's look for Lewis Hamilton, because he forces us off the track. Let's watch this. Coming round into turn 2, he's just cut across our line. We was distracted looking behind us, but he had cut across our line. Luckily, the other cars were behind us, so we kept P2, but Hamilton barges off the track there. But as we move now on to lap 3 of this Grand Prix, DRS is enabled now. Hamilton's already streaking ahead, you can see him there just to the right of my screen, but I think I'd be putting a complaint into the stewards. Hamilton caused the first incident, which had a domino effect onto Vettel and Raikkonen, who then hit me, and then Hamilton's hit me again and forced me off the track. And it's my own teammate. Tyre wear is absolutely terrible, and we're only on lap 3. We're on this right-hander. We might make an early pit stop. We might actually pit on lap 3. I don't know on that one. Just come around this left-hander. This is another post commentary from Monaco. I may be doing a live com, just because Monaco is quite a hard track, so it'd be good to do a live com around it. Coming down this long back straight, I have managed to get my capture card working, so I've pre-recorded quite a lot of these though, so I don't think any videos will be going out on that unless it's a different series. But as we come now onto lap 4, we're going to dive into the pit lane to change onto the medium compound tyres into the pits, aggressive as we dare, braking hard, pit limiter on, now into the pits, now clutching, there we go, clutching, and the green light showed us, so away we go, down to 13, 14, 15, now that's 16, now that's 17th, 19th now. We've only got, is that Sebastian Vettel? I think that's Roman Grosjean ahead of us and Kimi Raikkonen behind us. So as I said, the 2 Ferraris, whoa, that's a long train, but the 2 Ferraris are quite far behind. There's a long train ahead of us as we get caught up on the curb round turn 3, lose the back end. Who am I racing? But Jeff doesn't answer. Now, as we go red to the first sector now, as we move on to lap 5 of this Grand Prix, we have caught up to the 2 Saubers, I believe. We've still got Kimi Raikkonen behind me. He's quite a distance away as well, as one of the Sauber cars, which I believe is Marcus Ericsson, has made his pit stop now. So we move on to lap 6. I think Pascal Wehrlein is a bit too far ahead of us to make a move. This is Pascal Wehrlein. Oh, here it is. So we're going to look down the inside. What a move on the German. That was a class move from us there. But we stalled as we ran wide round turn 3. That could give the German an opportunity coming down into turn 5. The little king, the little right-hander king. Is that's Sebastian Vettel ahead of us, who is on the super soft tyres, and that's a McLaren Honda ahead of him. I don't know which one, but Vettel's getting held up, and I don't know why he's on the super soft tyres. I think he'll have to do another stop as we gain so much time on the Ferrari. Go down the inside, easy move. I don't know whether that was in dirty air from Stoffel Van Dorn it is, but that was just easy. We just flew it down the inside, as now we've caught up to Stoffel Van Dorn as we come onto the back straight now. We're catching up to Stoffel Van Dorn. We're on his rear wing with that McLaren Honda engine. Gonna go to the inside. And is it gonna be Alonso? We slip back into slipstream and slip out. It's gonna be 3 cars in one straight. Van Dorn, Alonso and Palmer, but Palmer's going to fight back. Is he going to do the switchback move? No, he isn't. He can't get good enough traction. That was 3 cars overtook in one back straight. And that was showing from our beastly engine. A couple of cars are in the pits. We come out in second place behind Lewis Hamilton, who's extended his lead even more in this Grand Prix. And we're only on lap 7, I think, of 14. So now, as we come around this left-hander now, we ask you how's the gap in front of us. But now, round this left-hander, now this right one, we've moved on to lap 8. Nothing really happens from this point in. I'm just circulating round, keeping this second place because it's a nice haul of points. But after this second race, I might actually be a little bit disappointed because we're going to end up 22 points behind Hamilton in the standings, only after 2 races if it stays like this. Hopefully he retires, does a Malaysia from 2016, but I doubt he's miles ahead. So if he's 22 points ahead, that's going to take some catching up. But if he has one off race, he could be right back in the thick of it. Even if he does retire and we win the next race, we'll only have a 3-point lead, as Hamilton does now set the fastest lap of this Grand Prix on lap 8. Now move on to lap 9, and now we'll make that lap. Yeah, we're still on lap 9, but as we come onto the back straight for the 9th time, Hamilton's streaking ahead. We've got Daniel Ricciardo, I believe, behind us. So coming down this long back straight. I don't know where Ricciardo is. I think he's a couple of seconds behind me on the road. As that's Esteban Ocon, I think. It's a small screen when I'm doing these voiceovers. But I think it was Esteban Ocon, and I'm not quite sure. But he is out of this Grand Prix. I don't think I turned safety car on till Spain in this, well, not career mode, in this season. I'm gonna hope to try and do about 3 seasons on this. Might carry it over into F1 2018 because I enjoy doing this. We'll always do it with Bottas. We might do it with Vettel, Raikkonen. We could do let's make McLaren Honda better again. I don't know. Let's get Sauber in the points. Something like that. As we round the right-hander on lap 10 now. 4 and a bit laps left in this Grand Prix. Now this left-hander. Now another right one. This technical middle sector. And then the final sector is just pretty much along just straights and about 3 corners. But around this left-hander, well, not 3, there's yellow flags. I think we just went past the yellow flag zone. I think that might have been for whichever car retired. I think it was Esteban Ocon, I'm not quite sure. But whichever car retired, there was yellow flags then. But I think it's cleared now. So onto the back straight for the 10th time. There's nothing, we're in no man's land really. Miles ahead. Well, not miles, a couple of seconds ahead of Daniel Ricciardo, and Hamilton's miles ahead of me. He probably is about a mile ahead of me, as Hamilton sets the fastest lap of this Grand Prix. I don't think we'll be able to match that place because if we run wide round the final corner, we will not be able to match it because we're on the medium compound tyres. That might be why we're so slow compared to Lewis Hamilton. It hasn't been the greatest start to the season for us, I'll admit that. But round turn 2 now. Now turn 3. We're going to skip ahead to when good action actually happened, but nothing really has. So if we move on to lap 13, we actually have got some action really. Daniel Ricciardo has managed to close up to us, so our pace hasn't been very good in this race. As you can see, the tyre wear is actually really bad. That's probably why we're losing so much time. Coming into the hairpin, Ricciardo's just closing so much time as we actually run wide around the hairpin. That's going to send Daniel Ricciardo round the outside into the final corner. We brake late and keep that second place off of him. And 3 points could be crucial for the championship as we go to the right hand side to block the inside line. We actually at this point in the race, we actually have to face some wheel issues because my wheels, it's a bit, I think it was coming off or something. But if you see, look, my steering wheel's woggling about right now. It's because I'm having wheel issues on the final lap of the Grand Prix, and when I need it to be so perfect because we need these 3 points that could be crucial for the championship. It's shaking about everywhere. We're trying to keep it on the road as much as we can, but it's just my wheel. I think I might actually use the control for the next race, but we have to go, we can't defend to the inside. We're actually keeping my wheel in the straight line at the moment around this left hander. Now the right hander, oh no, now there's a long main straight and we're going to be weaving about because of my steering wheel. As we actually run wide around that right hander, my steering wheel's shaking about. Is Daniel Ricciardo going to look down my inside? We're doing the Lewis Hamilton, we're weaving about on the main straight as Lewis Hamilton does win out in this Grand Prix. This is probably going to be the final attack from Daniel Ricciardo. My steering wheel's getting even worse, but I don't think he'll be able to make a move now. So as we round the final corner, just hopefully my wheel doesn't fall off. As we come up to the line to take a second place, that's decent but not good enough. We needed the first here today. Try and close that deficit on Lewis Hamilton. He's made gains in the championship, but only after 2 rounds. It's anybody's championship to win. Could even be Marcus Ericsson's. You never know. Marcus Ericsson could still win this championship. There's Toto Wolff, happy as ever with Lewis Hamilton as he stands on his car to win the Chinese Grand Prix. Same in real life, except Bottas wasn't on the podium. Sebastian Vettel was for second, and then Max Verstappen was third. There's Felipe Massa, I believe, finished 10th. There's me standing on the second step of the podium. There's Lewis Hamilton standing on the top. That's where we want to be and haven't been there for the first part of this season after 2 races. Now it's the bubbly time, the champagne. There you can see Hamilton's car. He's spraying the cameraman. Champagne's flying about. There you can see putting their arms around each other. So well played, mate. But let's have a look at the driver standings now. We move up to 3rd, but we're 22 points behind. We've got a 24-point lead in the constructors, but we're 22 points behind Lewis Hamilton only after 2 rounds, and that's my teammate. Need to be doing better than that. But this has been this episode. If you did enjoy, don't forget to smash a like, subscribe if you're new. Smash your Sam out. Bye.